Babies are not soldiers. Babies are not soldiers. Your voice sucks. Babies are not soldiers. Babies. Don't fight soldiers. Don't fight babies, you coward.
You're a Nazi, man. You're a Nazi. You're a Nazi.
Hey, it's Jordan. I am in Flint, Michigan, East Palestine, Ohio, Tumwa, Iowa. Please support the only independent outlet on the ground covering what the corporate media covers up.
Yesterday, Israel resumed its genocidal bombing of Gaza, and once again, the videos started streaming in of the bodies of hundreds of murdered children. Israel is committing a genocide live streamed before the eyes of the world. It is able to operate with impunity because the U.S. is not just financing this genocide, it is a direct participant in it. It is no accident that the renewed bombing of Gaza is taking place immediately after the U.S. bombing of Yemen. These actions are coordinated and co-directed at the highest levels of the American state.
So you spoke earlier, gave a great speech. You went in and you gave comment to the UC regents. Tell us a little bit about what you said and how they sort of responded to you.
Well, you're given a minute to speak and then they cut you off right at the dot. And they gave some glib comment about they're not the White House or something like that when I said that basically they were enabling Trump's attacks on democratic rights. Trump has stated very clearly he's coming after university student activists and political activists in general. I think that's very relevant for them.
Indeed. So, they've now deported a Palestinian rights activist at Columbia who has a green card. So this is somebody that isn't in the marginal area. They're certainly not an illegal immigrant, but they're doing it anyway. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that as Trump has said, it's the first of many arrests, and I think it's kind of a testing ground that they want to criminalize protest more broadly. It's in Project 2025, or by the same they came out with it a few months after, but it's a plan for crushing the anti-genocide movement, and they're carrying it out. So they're going to come after political activists, and we have to pull together everybody who opposes this in labor and elsewhere, and build a united front against that. So.
And even in California, we're supposedly quote unquote a safer space for political activism, free speech. Do you feel that's the case or no at this point?
I mean, maybe relatively speaking, but Gavin Newsom just sat down for his first podcast episodes with Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk,
right.
Both fascists. So they'll work hand in glove with Trump, I think. So.
Rape is not resistance. Rape is not resistance. Babies are not soldiers. Babies are not soldiers. Your voice sucks. Babies are not soldiers. Babies. Don't fight soldiers. Don't fight babies, you coward.
You're a Nazi, man. You're a Nazi. You're a Nazi.
That's why I have a mask.
You are a Nazi.
I'm a coward because the whole police. That's why you hide your face. I'm the coward.
You're not Jewish. You're not Jewish. You're Zionist.
I'll be sorry. You're not Jewish. I'll be sorry.
Yeah. You here. Don't walk into us.
That's a rapist.
Not Zionists. Stay out. Stay out.
Support rapists.
I
don't know what you're talking about. Hey. Nobody backing up. You're pushing through. Fuck you, bitch. Get back there. I'm not going to go the other way. I made tuition. I'm not going to go the other way. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
No one likes you.
Allah Akbar!
There are hundreds of
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
walking into me. Bye.
But we
are here to show that the Palestinian solidarity movement is still strong. We have researched, we have strategized, and today we bring the fight to the UC regents. Last night, Israel broke the ceasefire with horrific carpet bombing in Gaza, killing over 400 Palestinians. This comes as no surprise because the Zionist genocide has been ongoing for over 76 years. The genocide is funded by the U.S. and supported by the University of California. The UC regents are the governing body that controls investments profiting off genocide. They will not divest on their own, so we have to be here to put pressure on them to divest.
It's been exciting to be out here today. A lot of people showed up, and we got to get our message across that we have a lot of research that we understand extremely well now how the UC Regents and the University of California is complicit in the genocide in Gaza and the Israeli occupation of the West Bank, and we have demands which are to divest from all companies complicit in genocide and occupation, to boycott academic institutions that are involved in the and disclose all the funds so that we can better understand, because many of the funds are many of the investments are hidden in hedge funds and other sketchy funds that we can't really
Yeah, I saw that one of them was Sequoia Capital, which is a big venture capital firm in Silicon Valley that obviously gives money to a lot of arms manufacturing, so that's surprising.
And Sequoia Capital also has a lot of connections with Israeli surveillance companies and tech companies that are come out of the IOF unit.
During the ceasefire, at least 3 Palestinians were killed per day, on average, by the IDF. The Israeli government is not only using snipers, drones, and US-supplied military technology to commit this genocide. It has also prevented the entrance of food, water, and materials needed for crucial infrastructure in Gaza. Israel has cut off electricity to desalination plants, withheld humanitarian aid, and bombed displaced Palestinians attempting to return to their homes. But this gruesome violence does not happen in a vacuum. The past several weeks have also seen staggering attacks on civil rights in the United States to suppress any criticism of Israel or the US's actions. Columbia University's spineless administration has revealed itself as little more than an appendage of Trump's reactionary political machine. Rather than challenging the retributive removal of $400 million in federal funding, Columbia has fully submitted to the Trump administration's demands, firing academic workers, expelling students, and even assisting ICE in the abduction of several of its community members and searches of student property.
I think everything that we found through doing this research, which is months and months of research, has been shocking and appalling, especially as we witness genocide unfold in Gaza and we realize more and more how our university is deeply entangled with both American and Israeli military interests and military technology. So in addition to the about, off the top of my head, $1.3 billion that the UC invests in Sequoia, which is one of its closest.
Oh my God, that much?
Yes, that much. Sequoia is one of the UC's longest and closest investment partners. The UC has invested in a lot of war technology through Sequoia. The other really concerning investments include Apollo. The UC invests millions, hundreds of millions in Apollo. And through that, those Apollo funds in specific is exposed to Constellus, which is Blackwater. Is exposed to multiple weapons manufacturers, private militaries, private security contractors, weapons contractors. There's also situations in which UC has directly extended loans to middle market weapons manufacturers like Freylock. So there's also a connection between the UC and hacking technology called Grey Key. used by LAPD and the CIA and the FBI to hack into people's cell phones when they're conducting arrests. There's all these little threads that really come together to create a very frightening image of what our pension funds and our endowment are doing. And so it's been quite surprising to see it all come together because you realize just how grand the scale is. And so we have identified a low range estimate, a baseline estimate of at least $18.8 billion of the UC's $180 billion that are invested in war, genocide, and Israeli occupation, which is just staggering.
That is staggering. So the whole report, I think you've released online. What's the website if people want to read the report?
Yes, the entire report, both the 170-page white paper and a 10-page executive summary are available at unmaskingucla.org. There you can also find our contact information. And you can read the white paper, you can send us questions, and I think basically anyone in your audience will find a thread to pull and a rabbit hole to go down that they didn't expect. Every time I read this, I'm surprised again to learn that the UC directly invests in Elon Musk's companies, that the UC has conflicts of interest with its regents and its investments, that UCLA produces missiles and bombs. Like all of these things, every time I read it, I'm again astonished at just how deep these ties go, and it's really a shame that we've let them go away this long, get away with it this long. The amount, the percentage that the UC invests in private venture capital is not even close to what it was, say, 20 years ago. So that is our fastest growing investment pool. And those investments are not secure investments. Those are startups that are associated with right-wing grifts. Those are Elon Musk's companies that are constantly being subsidized by the government. Those are institutions like Bright, the Blackstone real estate trust. Those are not stable investments, right? So you have the UC, like you said, being beholden to these corporate interests at the same time that faculty are losing their funding, graduate student researchers are losing their funding, workers are losing their funding if they work in research labs. Like, this has been a really terrifying moment, an unsettling moment for UC faculty especially, who are looking around and saying, why isn't anyone doing anything? Why aren't we getting at least an email? Why is the Frank administration not holding hearings? Why are they not taking a stand? And the reason is, they actually profit off of this. When Elon Musk makes a cut, when Elon Musk gets more power, guess who's invested in Elon Musk? The UC. Guess who wants Elon Musk to have more power so that their stocks in SpaceX, Tesla, X, and XAI, all 4 companies they are invested in, those stocks go up. So you see this real conflict of interest between the backbone of the university, the research funding structure that has produced the great work that the UC gets to boast about, and the conflict with the actual need to make money, right? The need to make money that they impose on us. So you see why they might not have the strongest reaction.
Everybody's